Hey everybody, it's 50 Shades of Ray live stream, Facebook live stream. 50 Shades of Ray Facebook live stream. And I didn't think I was going to do one tonight because I'm pretty goddamn tired, if you can tell by my eyes. Also, the meds are kicking in really good. So it's something weird, man. You know, I did a live stream this morning around 4 o'clock, and there were a couple people on. My half sister was on. My friend Kelly Maxwell was on. There were some Latin people on, and I like all you Latino federales, the Portuguese and the España. And I know, unfortunately, I hear that Portugal hates Spain, so I don't mean to make. I'm not poking fun at you. I'm just saying, just because I like saying España. But the video's gone, and there was some funny shit on that last night, man. And I'm disappointed. I can't find it anywhere. It's not in my Facebook videos. It's not even on my timeline. And here's the thing. Here's what I think happened. I'm using some software to record. I'm trying out different software, and I think the software that I used last night, for some reason, didn't allow Facebook to capture it, which sounds really weird, but it's just not fucking there. There's no reason why Facebook would have taken it down or eliminated it. Nothing naughty was said. I wasn't doing anything naughty, you know. Yeah, I'm tired, man. I'm so fucking tired. It was a dialysis day today, and man, they really zapped it out of me today. But this evening has been. It was nice. It was a little, if not a little, cool out today. It was like just to the point where you almost needed a jacket, but you weren't sure if you needed one, and you went out anyway without it. And then you thought, well, maybe I should have wore a jacket because it was a little cool out. It warmed up toward the evening, but it's tonight. You can see behind me. I got the windows open. You can see. Look over here. Where is it? Over here. You can see these are tree branches. These are trees outside. There's a big fucking honking hill outside the window here that goes up like fucking 700 feet or something. And I got the old box fan in the window. So it's nice and cool out. I try to keep as we have air conditioning units. It's not central air here, but there's units like in the wall under these windows. You can see it here behind me. This thing right here is the air conditioning unit, and it works fine. It's great. It's wonderful. Ice cold fucking air coming out of there every time. But I try to keep it off as much as I can during the summer until it gets really, really hot. And then it runs all summer long. And my electric bill runs about $100 a month in the summer. Now, it offsets, you say, oh my God, $100. It offsets that in the wintertime because I don't use that at all. And the housing authority of Allegheny County, where I live at in Maryland, they pay the heat. It's central heat in the building, but there's no central air, which is fine by me. However, having a 2-bedroom apartment, I don't use my bedroom for a bedroom. My bedroom is just like where it's a catch-all. It's a closet. There's like filing cabinets in there. There's an extra bed in there. It's just storage, because most of the time I'll close that door to that bedroom, and I've got a hospital bed, and I've got my bed and everything in the living room. So it's just like one. I mean, I might as well be in an efficiency. However, I like the extra space of having that room. I like being able to go into the other room. You know, sometimes you're sitting in a room and you're just like, you get stir crazy. So I like the idea of being able to go in there, turn on a light, and there's an extra bed in there. I'll go and flop down on the bed and read a little bit or look at a magazine or something. I'm not, yeah, shockingly, I'm not on the computer all the time. Who joined us here? Crystal Federley, howdy do. How is it where you are tonight? I hope you're having a lovely evening. It says there's somebody else on here, but I don't believe it because you're the only one that showed up in chat. Yes, many Federleys now I've got on my friends list. So if you think that you have one, or you want to get in contact with maybe some long lost relatives, look on my friends list. There's Federleys out the ass. There's so many Federleys. There's all kinds of. We got Mexican Federleys and Puerto Rican Federleys and Norwegian and Finnish, the Finns. There's Federleys in Canada. There's a famous guy on Facebook. His name is Tim Federley. I'm doing okay. As good as I can do. I'm just very tired tonight. It was I go to dialysis. I had a treatment today, so I'm kind of beat from that. But I wanted to do a live stream because the one I did this morning at like 4:00 this morning is gone. It's not on Facebook anymore. It's gone. It's disappeared. I don't know where it was, and it was some funny shit on there, man. It was hilarious. Cincinnati, Ohio. Are you related then to at all to like? Let me think. There was like Papa Charlie. There was Charlie and Mary, and they had a horse farm there in Ohio, and they had some sons. I believe Tom was the oldest. Tom Federley was the oldest. Papa Charlie was my grandfather's brother. I think that's how we're related. If you're living in Ohio, that's probably how we are related. You are probably the daughter of one of Charlie's children. Well, you would have to be to have the Federley last name. No matter where you go in this world, if your last name is Federley, we are related. It's a very specific family name. There are thousands of us, but it's a very specific family name. If the Federleys in Norway and Finland and Sweden and all them places, they have a Y on the end of their name, but they're still related, and we all come from like German Bavaria or someplace like that. That was I didn't know all of Charlie's kids. When I went to Ohio, they had a horse farm out there in Ohio, somewhere near Kings Island, not too far from there, because we used to go to Kings Island all the time. But I know that there was Charlie had like, oh God, there was like 5 or 6 boys and 3 or 4 girls, and I know they all got married off and had kids. So yeah, there's I'm pretty sure that's how we're related. We're like 3-4 times removed cousins or something, or great uncles or great aunt. I don't know how that works. It's what I say. My grandfather's brother. I don't know. It's that makes us related. How it makes us related, I don't know. I don't know how it. Excuse me. How it breaks down to cousins, mothers, brothers, uncles, sons, and stuff. I don't know how that breaks down. You'd be surprised how many South American and and, uh, and Portuguese federales there are who. Whoa, what happened? There we go. Yeah, you'd be surprised how many like Spanish, Portuguese, South American federales there are who speak no English, especially the European Portuguese. And some of the Finnish and Norwegians, they speak no English. So they pop on here every once in a while, and they say, just enough to say hola and or whatever, and then they're gone because they can't. There's I don't know how to translate. I'm not that tech savvy that I can translate all this shit for them. But anyway, yeah, that's why I wanted to get on here tonight and do a live stream, because the live stream from this morning was missing, and this live stream just isn't going to be as good. It just isn't. But that's okay, because it's to me it's just a conversation. I'm just having a conversation with somebody for 20 or 30 minutes. I've said this before in other videos. I don't usually run longer than 25 or 30 minutes. Sometimes we run like 37 minutes, but hey Justice, how you doing? So I try to keep the live stream short, and here we go. Let's see what it says here. Yeah, yeah, we all came from Germany. All of us have German ancestry, that German heritage, and it goes. If you go way the fuck back, if you go back to like the 15th century, okay, which is like the 1400s, our last name was Featherly, spelled like with a feather, Feather, Featherly. They dropped that at some point, and they pronounced it, and they still do in parts of Germany, as far as I know. They pronounce it Fiederly in Germany, and when you get in Norway and Sweden and all those kind of places, it's like Fiederly, like the Swedish chef or some shit. I don't know. We all sew Russian though grandmother's side separately. Yeah, it's Hackenberg. What's up, yo? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, there's different. I mean, I'm not saying we're all completely 100% German. We've just got that German side. If you're a federally, you share that German gene. Even the Puerto Ricans and the South Americans, they have that. They have some German genes in them too. I'm looking as I'm getting further, around the world and looking for all the federalies. Just as a side note, Ray Hackenberg down here is a high school mate of mine that I knew back in the day, way back in the day. How long have I known you, Ray? God, since elementary school. That's almost 30 fucking years. God, are we that old? Are we really that old? Fuck. Oh yeah, somehow we're cousins, Justice. It's like cousins that are 3 or 4 or 5 times removed, or great uncles that are 4 or 5 times removed. We were just trying to figure out with Crystal here how it is. Because I think she lives in Cincinnati, Ohio, and there's a lot of federalies in Ohio. That's pretty much where the family settled. This is what I think. My grandfather, who was Raymond Federley, my father was Christopher Raymond Federley, but my grandfather Raymond Federley had a brother named Charlie Federley, and he married a woman named Mary. And Charlie and Ray had a sister named Dottie. Now she got married to a strong family name in the Indiana area called the Hewitts. So Dottie, there's a whole section, there's a whole offshoot of that family that doesn't carry the Federley last name, but yet the Federley genes continue on. The world will never be without Federley genes. I'm just not sure how we're all related, but I'll be damned if we have to be. It's just one of those names. It's not a general name like Robinson or something, It's a Federley's hey Megan, how you doing? Megan Federley just joined. It's not we're just talking about the Federleys, by the way, if you're just joining. It's not a common name like Robinson or Smith or Johnson or Thompson. Federley's a really I can't find what's the word I'm looking for. It's an uncommon last name, and I would think that the chances are rare that if you're a Federley that you are not related to us. It would be rare if you were not related to us. I don't see it. But I've reached out to Federleys all over the world, and I've tried to bring them together just in case, long lost family. Maybe there's a connection. Maybe somebody can connect all the dots, and we'll find out. In the long run, how the fuck everybody's connected. And excuse me if I'm being vulgar. It's just the way I am. I don't curse a lot, but I do swear, and I think I'm quite good at it. But I only use it for like punctuation and commas and shit. You see what I'm saying? That's just the way I talk. It's just the way I grew up. Oh, yeah. We are related to Kevin Federline. No, I don't think we're related to Kevin Federline, and if we were, I wouldn't claim it. That's not something I would print on a fucking T-shirt and go to a gay pride parade. So, sorry. I don't think we're related to Federline, man. That's hilarious, though. But yeah, we are related to Federline. Oh well, shit. I gotta send him a fruit cake for Christmas. Gotta get some coffee, man. Yes, we were all descended from. There is it'd have to be real distant. Yes, there was definitely German royalty in the background. There were definitely barons and dukes and all that kinds of stuff. We didn't. Our family did not come from peasant stock. Our family, we had the manor houses and the big houses and stuff. We were definitely not fucking sod layers and ditch diggers. We were there was definitely semi-royal, dukes and just, I don't think kings and stuff. There may have been a king way back then though. Oh, awesome. I had gotten some too. There's a man on my timeline. I think his name is Rolf Federley. If it's not Rolf, it's somebody else. I could be wrong. He's got he's done an extensive family history. He has gone way back. But it's more the history. What he's done is he's gone back. He hasn't done like the here and now and tried to figure out who's who here now. but he's traced our ancestry back, and he tries to get in contact with people, with family members now, so he can update it as he goes along. But I think he was more concerned with the ancestry, with what's behind us, than what we have now in front of us. And I'm more concerned about what's now in front of us, but only in a cursory way. I'm not, by any means, I'm not like investigating, spending all my time and money and trying to figure out. Oh, okay, yeah. I can't. I don't. I really don't know who's who and how who is related to who. I just know we all are. That's just all I know. And hey, all I'm trying to be is I'm trying to be like a hub. You get onto my time, go into my friends list, find out who's on there, and see if there's anybody you know. There may be somebody you know. I tried searching Federleys on Twitter, and didn't have much luck. There's a Tim Federley on there who's like a comedian or an actor or a famous person or something. I don't know. There's only a few Federleys on Twitter, which is weird. There's a lot on Facebook. There's over 100. And I still find one occasionally. One pops up in my, people you should know list. I think Facebook should have a people you should know but you don't really give a shit about list. There should be a list like that. So, because sometimes, man, there's just people you don't give a shit about, but you want to know what's going on with them, but you don't really give a shit about them. That's the list they need to be on. But yeah, it sucks because my live stream disappeared from early this morning, and it was fucking funny. Oh God, it was funny. I was talking with a girl that I used to hang out with when I was in a band when I was very young, when I was in my 20s. And it was hilarious. We were just having some laughs at 4 o'clock this morning. And my half sister, I was talking about this earlier in the live stream, and it was hilarious. And it's gone. It's not there. I can't find it, and that's pissing me off. So that's why I'm doing a live stream right now, looking like I'm all fucking tore down. From being at dialysis, and the meds are kicking in, and so like my eyes are getting all dilated. Yeah, it's, what, when the meds kick in, that's when the show starts. That's when the show begins. So tune in for that. You know what I ought to do? I just ought to keep the camera running 24 hours a day, and then when the meds kick in, just like streak in front of it. No, I wouldn't do that. I don't even want to look at myself in the mirror. God help me. Ooh. So, you couldn't hear it, but something crashed in the bushes back there, man. I'm on the second floor, so I got nothing to fucking worry about. But something crashed into the bushes back here, dude. We had bears. Here about 3 years ago. There were 2 baby bears and a mama bear that hung around for like 2 or 3 days. What happened was we have a trash chute inside the building, so you don't have to go outside and throw your shit in a dumpster. You go out into the hallway, you go down a couple doors. There's a door in a room, and you open up a little pantry door, and you drop your trash down there, and it goes down into a dumpster that's inside this maintenance room inside the building. Now, when the trash guys came to pick it up, apparently there was something juicy in it, and it broke open, and so this food, soup, juice, whatever, went fucking everywhere out on the road, right? So that's what attracted the bears. So the bears were coming down, sniffing around that, and as long as that smell was around, they were around. Now these old people, I live in a building it's the housing authority, so it's government subsidized housing because I'm disabled and otherwise I couldn't afford to pay rent here or the 1 bedroom in my place. So but everybody here, most of the people here they're either disabled, really fucked up disabled, or old, like over 65. And they go out and do their little morning walks, and well, they had to stop all that shit because, they could have been bear food. Plus we have out front, we have 3 apple trees. Now they cut them back real bad just so they'd get all bushy, and they cut them back 2 years ago, and it's taken them till now just to come back and get nice and bushy. And when apple trees get nice and bushy like that, and then we get a cold snap, it's like in the spring, instead of we get, you're going to get spring apples, the deer will come down, man, and there'll be like 10 deer in the front frickin' yard up here. Not to mention the rabbits. There are so many rabbits. You would not go hungry living here. I'm telling you. With a 22 or a shotgun. What's up, Hack? Where am I living at? I'm in Maryland. I live in Western Port, Maryland, which is in the panhandle of Maryland. Maryland is the skid mark in the panties of Washington, D.C. Thank you very much. And Western Port is where the anus rubs on them. We have in this town, in the center of this town, there is a wastewater treatment plant. And 500 feet in front of that wastewater treatment plant that is in the center of this town, there is a McDonald's 500 feet. So it's like stopping in for a shit burger. Now, not to mention that, that's if that wasn't bad enough. Okay, the other side of town, there's another wastewater treatment plant. Now, also in the center of town, at the other end of town, there is a factory, and it's a fucking pulp mill. So when the pulp mill and the 2 shit factories get going in the dead of summer, and it's 110-degree heat index outside, it smells like a hammered shit sandwich around here. And that's my Western Port rant. I didn't intend to move here. Moving here was purely accidental. I didn't, when I separated from my wife and the kids and all that shit, this is where I wound up because it was the first place that opened up, and I never intended to stay here. I intended to move someplace else. But when I sat down and I looked at my choices and I thought, where am I going to move to? There was no place to go. Well, there was no place to go. My grandmother who raised me, Rita, the teacher, she died 3 years ago. She was living in Vermont the last years of her life. And it's expensive to live in Vermont, and I couldn't live up there, so I chose not to move there. Now she's gone, and the rest of the family, and I kind of told the rest of the family to kiss my ass for a while. I kind of needed some time to myself, and as well, all the friends that I went to high school with. I must have had 1,000 friends on Facebook, and I was just when I first got sick, because I'm a dialysis patient, I got kidney failure. And other things, but I'm not going to go into that right now. I was just in denial. I needed time to process all this. And it took me 10 years. It took me 10 years to process all the physical trauma and mental trauma of being ill and sick and all these different things happening, and divorce and separation and the kids and all kinds. I've got 4 kids. Now they're all under the age of 13. I've got 4 kids. Yeah. Well, surprisingly, a lot of people are still in Florida, if not in Flagler County. A lot of the people we went to school with are still in Florida. It's amazing how many people just didn't leave and go someplace, after college or whatever. I mean, people like as I never went to college. I was never planning. I was always going to be a hard labor type stuff. And I did. And I worked hard labor until I got sick in 2007, man. I worked my ass off. Because at that time, I had 3 kids. And it wasn't, I got my fourth child, a daughter, who's the youngest. She turns, hold on. I'm trying to remember her birthday. Joseph is turning 13, and so it's so the kids are, I've got 3 boys and a girl, so the kids are going to be 13, 11, 10, and 8. Alara is going to be 8. That's her name. I got the oldest is Joseph Zachary. The next one down, the middle child, or the 2 middle children. The next one down is Tyler Rex. T-Rex! That's his name. I named him. Then there's Logan Reese. And then we have Alara Jade, which sounds like a stripper name. So, I don't know. Like you hear a name and you're like, well, I know what that person does because of how their name is. So I hope to God, I don't know. As a stripper, she can make a lot of money. That's a rough one as a parent. As a parent, do you want your kids to be successful at what they do? Yes. Do you want your kids to make a lot of money? Yes. Can your daughter do that by stripping on the pole? Well, yeah. But there's something that makes me feel weird about that. God. Yeah, she was awesome. But you know what? She had a long life. She lived, my God, she was 85, 84. I mean, she lived a long life, and she had been sick for many years. She had to quit teaching because of her heart. And she had a master's degree in teaching. She taught for 30 some years. The last years there at Bell Taylor Middle School, or Buddy Taylor. Everybody calls it Buddy Taylor Middle School. Now, I always called it Bell. I will always call it Bell Taylor Middle School. Always. I like Mr. Buddy. I like Buddy Taylor. But the thing about that shit was with Mr. Buddy is there were people mourning him years after he died. People who didn't even know him, and that kind of pissed me off. It was something like 5 or 6 years later to sell it. It was like the memorial of his death, and this one of the classes decided to plant a tree there at the middle school in memory of Buddy Taylor, and these fucking kids were in diapers, and that kind of pissed me off. I mean, it just really got to me because they didn't know him. What gives them the right to plant a fucking tree just for, whatever? So, but anyway, that's just me. Okay, well, you know what? I've been having fun chatting with y'all, but I've been going 30 minutes. I don't like to go more than 30 minutes because anybody can sit down and have a 30-minute conversation with somebody, and our time is up. So we will catch you next time. I live stream almost every day, sometimes twice a day. You never know. It just all depends. At various times throughout the day. I don't have a set time. You can check me out on YouTube or VidMe, and that would be 50 Shades of Ray. You type that in. Actually, now I think if you Google 50 Shades of Ray, it'll come up on my videos. The VidMe channel, the VidMe, vidme.com, is more of like a skit comedy type just shit I've thrown together. Everything on Facebook or everything on YouTube is what's been here on Facebook. I'm throwing everything I'm downloading it from Facebook, editing some of it, and then putting it on YouTube. So if you miss a live stream here, you can catch it on YouTube unless it fucking disappears like it did this morning. Which pissed me off. Breaking the law. Anyway. So yeah, VidMe and YouTube, 50 Shades of Ray live stream. You can catch us on there. Or you can friend me on Twitter if you're on Twitter and my handle is at Raymond underscore Federley, or Ray Fed, or 50 Shades of Ray. You will find me on Twitter. Join me on Twitter and follow me on Twitter, and I will follow you back. And if you're on YouTube and if you're on VidMe, I will follow for follow and sub for sub and all that good happy shit. Okay, fellers, we're gonna call it, man. So this is 50 Shades of Ray live stream on Facebook. Signing off, and we'll catch you next time.